Hello students, welcome to Deeraj Academy. So today we will continue with types of chemical reactions. We have already discussed yesterday about the types of chemical reactions. Today we are going to see two types of chemical reactions, that is combination reaction and decomposition reaction. First, talking about combination reaction. Combination reaction is a type of chemical reaction in which two or more substances combine to form a single product. So here we have seen this representation also yesterday. So here you can see the representation. We can represent it as A plus B gives AB. So here there will be more than one reactant and they will be combining to form a single product. For example, Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So here there are two reactants who are reacting, magnesium and oxygen. They are reacting, they are combining and they are forming a single product. So that's what combination reaction is. S- Yeah. So I hope all of you can see this atom. So for example, this is magnesium atom and this is an oxygen molecule. Now when they both will react with each other, they will combine and they will form this magnesium oxide. So this is what combination reaction is. I hope it is clear to all of you now. Right. So in combination reaction, if I explain you with the help of a classroom arrangement, this is your classroom. On this bench, student A is sitting. On this bench, student B is sitting. Okay. Now your teacher asked both of the students to sit on one bench, and now they both are sitting together. So, this is what combination reaction is. Okay, and about other examples of combination reaction. These are the other examples of combination reaction. Hydrogen and oxygen, when they combine to form water, that is an example of combination reaction because hydrogen molecule is combining with oxygen molecule to form a single product, that is water. Magnesium and oxygen example we have already seen. Similarly, calcium and oxygen, when they combine, they form calcium oxide. Okay, so in all these examples, you can see just like a single product like this, as I have shown you, right? You can see there are more than one reactant and they are combining to form a single product. Okay, so you should always remember in combination reaction, there will be more than one reactant and there will be a single product. One more example I can give is of carbon burning of coal in presence of oxygen. It will give us carbon dioxide. So this is also a combination reaction. Okay, so let's see a question based on this. So yes, which one is a combination reaction over here? So you have four options over here. In the first one, we can see CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, is giving calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Right. So in option A, we can see there is only one reactant and there are two products. Okay, but in combination reaction, we have seen that we will be getting a single product and there will be more than one reactant. So this cannot be the combination reaction. Now, let's go to the second option, B. Here there are two reactants and here we have two products too. Right, so this can also not be combination reaction because we have more than one product over here. So it cannot be combination reaction. Now let's go to the C option. Here we have two reactants and we have only one product. Right, so this satisfies all the conditions of combination reaction. More than one reactant and a single product. So option C can be the correct answer. Let's see option D also. Here we have two reactants and again we have two products. Right, so we are not having a single product over here. So this is also not a combination reaction. So in combination reaction, We should be having more than one reactant, and when they combine, we will be having a single product. So that's what a combination reaction is. Now let's go to the next type of reaction, that is decomposition reaction. A decomposition reaction, it is again a type of chemical reaction, but here there will be only one substance which will break down into two or more simpler substances. Right, so here how it will be represented. AB will give A plus B. Okay, so again, I will show you with the example of this. So here, this will be the reactant, right? So this will be the reactant and it will break down. Now it will break down into these two atoms. So this is decomposition reaction. So it is exactly opposite of combination reaction. So here we will be having a single reactant. We have a single reactant and more than one product, right? So let me write it down. Here we have single reactant. Mostly we have single reactant over here, which breaks down into more than one product. Now this decomposition reaction, it is further classified. There are different types of decomposition reaction based on what is required to decompose a reactant. So the very first type is thermal decomposition. So thermal decomposition is the decomposition reaction which takes place in presence of heat. For example, calcium carbonate, when it is heated, then it breaks down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Right. So here this decomposition takes place in presence of heat. That is why it is said to be thermal decomposition. Similarly, second type of decomposition reaction is electrolytic decomposition reaction. In electrolytic decomposition reaction takes place in presence of electricity. That is why it is said to be electrolytic decomposition reaction. For example, water, when electricity is passed through water, it breaks down into hydrogen molecule and oxygen molecule. So here this decomposition reaction takes place in presence of electricity. So this is said to be electrolytic decomposition reaction. Similarly, photolytic decomposition reaction. So in case of photolytic decomposition reaction takes place in presence of sunlight. For example, silver chloride or silver bromide, when it is placed in presence of sunlight or when it is exposed to sunlight, then it decomposes to form silver and chlorine. If it is silver bromide, it will decompose to form silver and bromine. Okay, so these are the three types of decomposition reaction: thermal decomposition reaction, electrolytic decomposition reaction, and photolytic decomposition reaction. Again, let us understand this with the help of example of that classroom arrangement. So for example, in your class, A and B are sitting on one bench. Now this A and B, they are talking very much. So that is why your teacher changed their place, and now on one bench A is sitting and on other bench B is sitting. So this is what decomposition reaction is, right? So your teacher is breaking down the bond between A and B by separating them. So same thing happens in decomposition reaction. So let's see a question which is a decomposition reaction. So let's see the options one by one. Option A, H2 plus O2 is giving us H2O. So this is combination reaction because more than one reactant are combining to form a single product. When we talk about option B, In case of option B, there is a single reactant and more than one product. So yes, this can be decomposition reaction. Calcium carbonate, on heating, it will break down into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Right? So it is a thermal decomposition reaction. In option C, we can see there are more than one reactant. In option D, also more than one reactant. So they are not decomposition reaction. Okay, so I hope students, all of you are clear about combination reaction and decomposition reactions. So to understand to understand deeply about all these concepts, kindly follow us, kindly subscribe us, and you can scan the scanner to register for the demo. Thank you.